What's up, everybody? I'm Jack Slater, aka the Comic Outlaw. Yeah, you know my name, my claim to fame, and here we go, Fantastic Four, issue 27. Yeah, with guest star Doctor Strange. And we're doing the search for Submariner. Yeah, it's a love triangle, y'all. It's gonna get sticky. And this is interesting. Reed invented a machine that projects people's thoughts. And right now he's projecting Sue Storm in a bikini, wearing something nice, tight, and naughty. Good for Reed. I mean, like, he always has his head in the gears. It's good that he's focusing on something else. He puts it on Ben, and Ben thinks about slapping Doom around. You know, but of course, the helmet has a few drawbacks, as Reed explains. Kind of blows the thing back, and he turns himself into an air cushion. But Sue leaves. She's a little mad at Reed. Reed's kind of fighting his feelings for her. Kind of admitting it, but not admitting it. But meanwhile, Submariner knows his feelings. He knows that he wants Sue, and he'll do anything to have her. So he calls his men together, and even though they advise him not to, he's going to do it anyways. And this is where he pulls out an electro air gun or something like that. God bless Stan Lee. He loved his big words and big inventions. And he comes and attacks Thing, kind of knocks him off the weight that he was pulling, and fires some gas that knocks him out. And he uses the moisture in his body to kind of shock Torch, dousing him for now, and letting him live because Sue, of course, is his brother, and he takes her. And he wants to court her, and he feels that Reed has had his time, and he wants his. And so Mr. Fantastic gets back, and Thing and Human Torch just sitting there like dunderheads, and they kind of explain what's going on. Reed kind of brought a gift for her, and Reed kind of loses it at this point. He wants to go beat him up. He's not thinking straight. And this man's a genius, keep this in mind. And he's going full war zone on this, which really worries Human Torch and Thing. So they decide to call in Doctor Strange, which Thing and I guess Torch have had a run-in with him before. And he sends his astral projection, which is basically his spirit, his soul, sort of. And is flying around, going around the Fantastic Four. He looks for Reed Richards at first and discovers he's in some sort of sub. But it wasn't Reed that summoned him. It was the Human Torch, so he appears. And they kind of give him the lowdown on what's going on, And Strange actually knows Namor, Submariner. So he's kind of wanting to curve this fight, before it gets any worse. And I love how he uses a fish's memory to get to Atlantis. That's just magic, y'all. What can you say? And of course, he has to compliment on how beautiful the castle is. He's got it locked up. And at this point, he discovers Reed Richards, who took a pill that lets him breathe underwater for an hour. Strange, realizing the situation, goes to get Johnny and Thing. But Reed Richards just breaks in. And like I said, he's not thinking, he's just fighting. And him and Submariner get into it. And they're going blow for blow here. Now, Submariner is stronger, but Reed is the rubber man. He can bend every part of his body. And he stretches, dodges, he rolls out of the way. Of course, Submariner's men show up as Doctor Strange kind of reaches Thing and the Human Torch and tells them what's going on and where Atlantis is and how to get to it. And of course, they have a sub, and they're taking those underwater pills, because why not? But they do not need a sub because Doctor Strange uses his magic, and of course, boom, he puts them inside the castle where the fight is going on, where Reed is just playing like a bouncy ball and just hitting them boom, 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 until Johnny Storm decides to flame on and Thing appears. Now, of course, he wants to handle Prince Namor by himself, and Thing's letting him. I mean, this is old school. I mean, Thing's from the neighborhood, Ben Grimm. He's from Yancey Street. He understands, someone's trying to steal your girl. You gotta kick his ass on his own. But anyways, Thing is dealing with the guards while the Human Torch is looking for Sue, and they use their combined powers in order to get her out. And this is where they decide to kind of like flood the cabin since they can breathe underwater, so they're kind of like flooding the area. The Torch uses his powers in combination with Sue, and they turn all the water into steam. But they're being followed by a camera, and Human Torch takes care of that right away with a bright flash. Boom. It's very interesting, Prince Namor's defenses. And Thing's just having a good old time. He's juggling all these fools. while Reed is kind of fighting with Submariner. And like I said before, Benjamin Grimm is old school. He's from the neighborhood. He understands, what this is really about. And these guys are kind of evenly matched until Submariner gets the advantage, says something a little dirty to the Thing. He decides to clobber him. His men step in, and they keep firing at him, but he's there. He's standing until it sort of knocks him out, but it gives Reed enough time to recover. And Reed zigzags, he bobs and he weaves. Namor has strength, but he doesn't really have a lot of the skill to use it or to deal with Reed. And I love how he turns into a crossbow here and kind of fires himself off. Now, things kind of recovered from these energy blasts, but Prince Namor has another idea, the Submariner. He breaks out the big gun, quite literally, ready to blast them. And they fire at Thing, but yet nothing happens. And this is due to probably him absorbing so much energy. But then Namor takes a cheap shot, hits Reed out of nowhere. But it does nothing because Sue Storm is there with the shield. And she explains that she loves Reed and not him. And this is where Doctor Strange decides to teleport them away before the fight gets any worse. And they're all of a sudden in Reed's sub. And Reed, the smartest man in the world, does not know how to express his love to the woman that he truly wants to be with. And will he ever? We'll find out. And I'll catch you on the flip side.